Alright, it's time to work on the old Comet here today. So I came out here the other day and the radiator had let loose. So, since we got to pull that out, sounded like a good time to replace the timing chain. And we had some ticking noise. So we popped the valve covers off, found bent push rod. We get that replaced. And since we're there, I noticed that we're not getting a whole lot of oil through the lifters. So we're going to look at possibly replacing the lifters themselves. There's not a whole lot of oil coming up through the push rod and up through the lifter. Right, so we replace the lifter, replace the push rod. So we're going to look at just cracking the manifold, take that off. New lifters in there. You never just put the old water pump back on, so water pumps had to come off too. So, a lot of work to do here. Let's dive in. There's a couple aluminum ones out there. I found one that's actually the old brass radiator, which wasn't much more than the aluminum ones. So it had a ticking noise. I didn't know where it was coming from. Not a lot of oil coming up through the rocker arms, which is not good. I don't know how many times around. These older cars don't have the 100,000 mark on them, so I assume it's probably the first time around. It's got 40,000 miles on it, but don't know. So the radiator coming from Auto Crafters. We got lifters coming in from O'Reilly's today. And if we're going to break down all that, we're also going to put valve guide seals on it. Kind of sweating taking the manifold off. Some of those have definitely seen better life. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's going to need a speedy sleeve or a new harmonic balancer, one of the two. There we go. Need to cut this fuel line, put a piece of rubber. So that dude there is pretty loose. Loose on both sides. So it's a good thing we're going to change this anyway. So got new lifters coming. Once again, if we're going to go in, might as well go in. All right, so I'm going to show you how I get these lifters out of these older vehicles. So I'm trying to do this and stay out of the. So I work it up and down. Sometimes I've had to spray these down with a little bit of PB Blaster. So it takes a couple tries. Don't get greedy. Just work it up and down. Slowly builds up, or slowly breaks off all of that buildup, and she comes out. She would have got the other side all done already. But I find that this works fairly well. You would think that it just slides right out, but they don't move a whole lot. I mean, if there was a high cam engine, a lot of performance, you know, you get a little more movement out of that lifter. But this, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot of lift. So you remember this is a 64, and I don't know if these have ever been out. So it takes a couple times up and down. Then eventually she pops right out. And truthfully, if you get a big mushroom on the bottom of that, you have other issues anyway. So let me show you what else we got going on. All right, so we've had the lifters soaking for almost a week. I was out of town. So we've got a little bit of everything everywhere. New water pump. We've been cleaning up some stuff. So, new harmonic balancer. So, it's got to finish getting this thing together, and I'll get you back in there once I get the rest of these lifters out and start going back together. All right, so we got everything in. I replaced a couple of the rocker arms because they were pretty wore. So we've got the firing order up here. I've done 1, 5, and 4. Next is 2, and I'll show you what we're doing on this. All right, so we're gonna just crank this thing around. And we're just gonna wait for both these valves on 2 to the valve to go down and close. So now what we'll do is I'm just gonna go through here and take out all the slack. And this is easier when the manifold's not on. So we'll just crank this dude down until she has no more slack in it. Microphone keeps going to stick to the car.
Okay, and I'm going to give it a quarter turn. So in my ear, I'm listening to the new Southwest Nationals. NHRA's at the new track this year. I don't know how many of you guys are into drag racing. If you are, leave me a comment. We're going to go to Gainesville this year, but weather was an issue. They're talking about how Sean Langdon went 345 miles an hour yesterday's time trials. Okay, and a quarter turn. And then just go through, follow the firing order. And if you don't know where you get that from, and luckily all these lifters really don't have much wear. It's got maybe a little bit of dish in the middle, but it looks like most of them were rotating good, so they weren't wore. So for the most part, not worried about the cam being flat. I mean, for these things being 60 plus years old, not too bad. And I was glad to get rid of this water pump because the new one's got a good metal vein on it, if you will. And this purdy new manifold, almost all manifolds have firing order on them. Just follow that. Then just go around. We're going to do each one and then get the manifold on it. Nice weather today, ain't it? second. Yeah, buddy. Get some fasteners. And that's why you put cardboard on them first. Alright, so we went through and we got everything all oiling, tighten up the lifter just a little bit, give them like another quarter turn. Looks like most of them are oiling okay. The new radiator's working good. For a 62-year-old Ford 260, she sounds pretty clean. I gotta go through, get the timing going, and should be like a brand new engine once again. Once again, the radiator popped on it, so let me show you where I got that from. So I ordered this through Auto Crafters. Turn my flashlight off. It's by ACP. And it was one of the few who actually still had a copper brass radiator versus the old aluminum ones. If you gotta use aluminum one, you gotta use aluminum one. Nothing wrong with that, but they ain't gonna last as long. And they're the same price, at least in this case it was the same price. I've seen the copper brass ones being, you know, $1,000-ish. So little stuff like this, especially these old ones, they're pretty easy to work on. Just got to keep track of where everything's at. Now I go through and I replace a lot of the nuts and bolts, especially on the manifold, because, well, I don't feel like digging that old bolt out later. So I just replaced them. You can tell people have been in areas. This didn't have an oil slinger on the chain. I think that's what caused most of those chain issues. That old chain was pretty sloppy. I mean, she was pretty wore out. You can see the gear teeth. You may not think you need that oil slinger, but you do. So I'm going to time this, take it out on the road. You'll see this on more stuff on the channel. So dive into that. Next, I think she's not charging again. I have more trouble with that than I do any of these old ones. That charging system on that JL, well, it sucks. Bought a new scanner for it. And let me leave you with a little something. I bought a new scanner, bought a pretty cool, called a Moo car of all things, right? Sounds like a kid game. It wouldn't talk to the vehicle, couldn't get through the FCA gateway until I unplugged my taser. So if you're trying to get in, that's why. Anyway, hope you like this. You'll see the old Comet on more things. I gotta get to working on the old Willis again. So I hope you like this old car content. Leave me some information below. This is coming out around Mother's Day. And well, if you're a mother, hope you had a good one. See you here in the next video.